Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 rumors and leaks that have just come out. Now, I've been quite skeptical of this game because over the last few years, Call of Duty's been putting out some pretty weak entries, and well, I kind of want to go through these new leaks and everything and see if there's anything in here that really provides any sort of promise for this game. Apparently, this is coming from some pretty credible people in the community who've leaked before, including Ralph's Valve and Tom Henderson. Tom Henderson I especially know because he's been involved in a lot of Call of Duty leaks before. Keep in mind, we don't know exactly how credible or how realistic any of these are. These are just still leaks slash rumors. Things are also subject to change, so things that could have been potentially right in this could be scrapped or changed in some way before release, causing it to not end up being accurate. So more or less, I kind of treat this as a quote-unquote wish list where I'm going to go down all of the new leaks and everything, kind of talk about them individually and just see whether or not this could actually shape up to be a good Call of Duty game in my personal opinion. Now, part of the whole leaks slash rumors community thing that you have to also be reminiscent of is the fact that in the past there's been plenty of cap in these things, meaning that basically you have to take this kind of stuff with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, it is getting to that time of the year where Call of Duty leaks and everything start coming out. So the potential for these to be legitimate leaks are pretty high, considering these are credible sources and everything for leaked information. So one of the first leaks actually revolves around the maps in the game. It goes ahead to tell us that Favela, High-Rise, Shipment, Terminal, and Quarry from the Modern Warfare series will be returning. Obviously, these are some of the fan favorite maps from the Modern Warfare series, so it would make sense if these came back. Honestly, I do believe this. I mean, when you look at maps like High-Rise, Shipment, Terminal especially, those are three of the fan favorite Call of Duty maps altogether. And plus, over the last few years, we've seen Call of Duty kind of trending towards that, where they go towards like dropping 5 of the classic maps in the game. You know, half the maps are just remakes of old maps from older Call of Duty games. Honestly, I don't really mind this. This works for me because personally, I would rather play the older maps anyway. The newer maps in Call of Duty absolutely are trash and are not worthy of being played. So the fact that being 5 of these maps could be potentially coming to the game, for me personally, it works, man. I mean, I'll play these. I'll be fine with these. Like I said, they'll probably be better than any new map that Infinity Ward could really come up with. So I know this is like a kind of controversial point in the Call of Duty community because a lot of people get really upset that they constantly bring back the old maps because they're not being original or whatever, but honestly, I prefer them not being original at this point because the new content that they come up with is just not good. So the next leak is regarding Warzone 2, which if you don't know, Call of Duty Warzone is getting like a second edition basically that's supposed to come out this year. It's already basically been confirmed and everything. It's been reported by Bloomberg. It's also been supported by Tom Henderson and everything. Apparently, it's a brand new game. It won't have any content from the previous COD games. It's like its own standalone thing. I don't know how they're really going to integrate it though. It is supposed to be, according to the leaks, integrated into Modern Warfare 2, but I mean, if it's a brand new game with its own content and its own guns, weapons, everything, I don't really see how that's gonna work out, unless it's like 90% new content, 10% content from Modern Warfare 2. Warzone 1 was pretty up and down for me. I mean, it was cool when it first came out and everything, but if they can't get control of like the hacking problem and stuff pretty quickly, I feel like it's gonna have a pretty short lifespan with me personally. I mean, I don't tolerate a lot of the shit that goes on in Warzone. I'd just rather not play it than deal with the cheaters and stuff. So, I mean, if they can get a lot of the problems with Warzone under control, that might pique my interest in it a little bit more, but until then, I don't really see myself caring or playing Warzone 2. So this next leak is actually probably one of the largest leaks that we have so far. It's regarding the third mode, which usually is zombies in Call of Duty, but apparently COD is going in a little bit of a different direction this year. So according to these leaks, the third mode is currently called the DMZ, and it's basically like Modern Warfare 2 slash COD's take on Escape from Tarkov. So if you don't know what Escape from Tarkov is, essentially it's a game, to put in layman's, you go onto a map, right, and you try to loot items and stuff off the map while also dealing with other players and killing them, and you can loot their stuff, but whatever you take from the map or lose on the map is whatever you take or lose. So if you get killed and you carried in a bunch of high value gear, you lost all of that permanently. So it's a really high risk, high reward kind of mode. I mean, in theory, it sounds pretty cool, right? Like, I mean, the thought of playing a Call of Duty mode where you load in and you can like get rare guns and stuff like that is pretty cool, but the problem is, once again, I don't know how this is going to be implemented, and I also don't know for sure if it's even going to be good. One of the problems that Call of Duty has notoriously had is when they try to copycat from other games and franchises, they do a very piss poor job at doing so. For instance, they tried the whole specialist thing, which they got from Overwatch, and they tried to make Modern Warfare 2019 more like Rainbow Six Siege and other realistic shooters. And these things were oftentimes the downfall of the games when they came out, right? Like, it's not a good idea, I don't know. Because of the history with Call of Duty and kind of trying to copycat and whatnot, it hasn't come out good. But I mean, if they implement it correctly, it could be a pretty cool game mode. For instance, if they dropped like I don't know, custom blueprints or whatever you want to call in the mode that you could use in multiplayer, but also lose from multiplayer if you lose them in game, that would be pretty cool. Like, I'm thinking maybe with every update they drop like, I don't know, 10 or 15 really cool camos or skins, whatever you want to fucking call them, the blueprints for weapons. And if you get them, like, you can carry it over to multiplayer, but if you lose it, you lose it. That would be kind of a cool concept. I don't know if that's what they're doing. There's not really a whole lot of details, but apparently this map will have you drop into several locations. You'll like plunder through these abandoned houses, vehicles, these dead bodies, buildings and stuff that you find around the map, and that it'll have a bunch of points of interest basically from the original Modern Warfare 2, so I guess like locations from maps and stuff like that you can go through. Apparently it will be available in the beta when the game arrives, according to the Ghost of Hope, which is another notable Call of Duty leaker and data miner and whatnot. Honestly, I'm gonna have to try this mode before I have any sort of like full conclusion on it. I mean, it sounds pretty cool in theory, but once again, a lot of things that they've done have sounded cool in theory in Call of Duty over the last few years and whatnot, and it just hasn't really worked out for them. So now another major leak with this game that's currently been kind of disputed between leakers and stuff like that is a new mode potentially coming to the game called Attackers versus Defenders. This essentially is like a rework and Call of Duty spin on games like Rainbow Six Siege, where of course you'll attack and defend objective sites. There's going to be like hidden spots around the map to play from. You'll use cameras and booby traps and stuff to try and either attack or defend the objective like you would in Rainbow Six. Now personally, I don't really like the sound of this, and I'm kind of hoping that it's fake because once again, Call of Duty has done an absolutely terrible job at trying to like copycat the other modes from other games and stuff like that. I'm just not really a fan of them when they try to go out of the box by copying other games. I just want them to do what Call of Duty's actually always been good at and make a product worth playing. I'm not looking for, you know, Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty. If I wanted to play Rainbow Six Siege or a game like it, I'd just be playing Rainbow Six Siege. I'm playing Call of Duty to play Call of Duty, you know, and I feel like that's kind of been one of the major problems that this franchise has had over the last few years, where they, you know, they try to reinvent everything and they try to go a different direction, but instead of doing so in a way that the players actually want them to, they just basically copy another video game and put it in COD, and it just turns out mediocre. So personally not too excited for that, kind of hope that it's fake. It has been widely debated between people in the leaks community and everything. So, and the final piece of information that we'll be covering is a potential skill-based matchmaking rework. Now personally, this is the info that I'm the most excited for. This is the info that I'm personally the most, I would say, hyped up on. According to Ralph's Valve, the developers might be trying to change the skill-based matchmaking going into Modern Warfare 2 to make it less punishing towards players. So, like in recent Call of Duty games, if you don't play, if you have like 1 or 2 good matches where you get a lot of kills or like you perform really well for your team, in the next few matches, you're basically playing with complete brain-dead idiots on your team, and you're also happening to play against people who play 20 hours a day, meaning basically you're just not going to have a good time. And that's been like one of the major issues with Call of Duty over the last few years. There's been like a massive community uprising against the developers because of it. So if there's really anything in this whole thing that I hope is true, it is the fact that there might be a rework for skill-based matchmaking. I just want it to go back to the old days where you can actually play COD and have fun and not worry about getting mud stomped for having one good match. I don't know though, at the same time, this seems like it could hurt like the new players, because that's what they've been focused on the last few years, is making sure the new guys don't get their feelings hurt from getting killed too much. So it might be, I guess, just bullshit. I really hope it's not. I think that this is one of the better changes that they can make for this game to make it actually worth playing. Realistically though, I'm still pretty skeptical about this game. I mean, the leaks, like they provide info and stuff for it, but like I'm not sitting here like, oh dude, I gotta go pre-order the moment that the fucking trailer comes out or anything like that. I mean, I'm waiting to see how this all ends up. I'll probably play like the open beta or the open alpha, whatever the fuck they end up having this fall, and that's when I'll start determining whether or not this is a game I actually want to pick up once I get my fucking hands on it. But of course, even then, like the beta's not even reminiscent of what the product actually is anymore. With Call of Duty now, you gotta basically wait day one to really see if the game's worth playing. So I guess I'm taking more of a wait and see kind of approach with this game. I'm still very skeptical about this information. I mean, once the trailers and the real information from the developers starts to kind of roll in, that's when I'll start making some more final decisions on whether or not this is a game I'm gonna care about going forward. But with that being being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the new Call of Duty leaks and signing out.